And I've never really thought about what my personal definition of art is. I think it's any type of self-expression, any type of creative expression. I think art can be very inward. It doesn't even have to be for anybody, really. It can be something therapeutic that you do on your own, just to decompress from the world around you. I think one of the first exhibits I saw that really moved me was Monet, but when you actually see it in person and you see how delicate the brushstrokes are and the type of vision you have to have as an artist to be able to create an entire picture out of just tiny little brushstrokes, that was really moving for me. Different artists have influenced different roles. I think you can always find inspiration in art that will kind of get you outside of your own head and help you to think bigger. I think especially in period pieces, it's really informative to go to galleries and see how folks held themselves back then, what their postures were like, how they dressed, and sort of immerse yourself into that world so you can sort of access your imagination that way before you're on set. I think one of the great things about the job is that you're constantly able to expose yourself to new types of artists and new sources of inspiration and painters you didn't know about, photographers you didn't know about, costumes and wardrobe and what folks wore in different time periods. All those forms of creativity, you're kind of getting to be a detective and learn about all these new parts of what make us who we are. For fellow travelers, it was everything from the photography of Peter Hujar and even some Tom Bianchi from the Fire Island Pines photography, anything that kind of put me in the world and the space. A lot of photography from the 50s, 60s, from some of the political movements that we covered in the piece. And then the architecture in DC and the sort of grandiose, the size and the scope of the architecture in DC. I feel like with every role I try to take, I'm hoping that I'm gonna have to risk something, because I feel like if it doesn't cost you something, some part of yourself, something that you haven't had to expose or dig into before, then it may not be the role you want to play in the first place. Hi, I'm Matt Bomer. I play Hawkins Fuller in Fellow Traveler.